So I'm going to tell you about how I got started in consulting and how I found the SCTC. And back in '87, I had lost my job, and I was a new and used car salesman. I was selling Cadillacs and Peugeots and stuff like that. And my father-in-law at the time was vice president of Unisys, and he was like number 261 or something like that, you know. But he hated grease monkeys, and that's where I came from. So I got out of that and started by grease monkey, I mean automotive repair, transmission repair shop that I owned and stuff like that. So I found this ad in the paper from Hinkles and McCoy, and it says, "Come learn how to be an interconnect provider or technician with interconnect and alarm systems." And because I was getting unemployment, they let me go in there and go to school for 2 months, 2.5 months in the summer of 87, I think it was, and learn about how to be an interconnect guy. We were putting in 182s, and we were doing extroms and mitels and stuff like that in a classroom. So out of 28 people, by the time we got done, there was 12 people left. I think I'm the only person that's still in telco today out of all that. So I started with the interconnect company in that year, and I worked for Intertel provider, and ended up there for 17 years. Ended up putting in about 2,000 physical phone systems for programming, installation, cutovers, orders, problems, troubleshooting. Figured out I did somewhere around 20,000 plus service calls over that time on top of it. So I learned a lot from the little dentist shop to a SunGuard AMS, you know, big systems. People like DaVita were our customers. When DaVita, I don't know if you know who DaVita is, but today they're like the third or second largest renal treatment center in the world. DaVita had 6 phones when I first put them in. And by the time I left, they had 832, and they blew through the Intertel cabinets. And our company at that point in 2000 had gotten purchased by Exponents. So Avaya came along. So then we started learning about Avaya and putting in Avaya systems and dimensions and stuff like that. And that's kind of like my background. So I learned, and I know how to make the real estate work along with the cost of the system itself. Everything from programming, the least cost routing, what they used to call the LCR or the ARS, automatic route selection, going through the phone book manually, and then just not even have to do that anymore, right? Because everything, LD doesn't even matter. LD doesn't matter anymore. Toll-free numbers don't matter. They're not 18 cents a minute. They're not 12 cents. They're either free in a bundle or they're a few cents, you know, not too much. So after 17 years with the company, and I got ripped, reduction in workforce. Came home from snowmobiling up in Maine, and I got ripped. They let me go. Our son was 18 months old. I didn't know what to do, so I started calling around to my customers. They started writing me letters of references, referrals, and stuff like that. And you know, the one guy, the one says, go to visit them. I go and bang on their doors and stuff and see people. He said, "I don't have anything for you, Gary, but over in the corner here, you know anything about phone bills? I got boxes and boxes and boxes of bills, and I don't know what to do." I'm like, "I got nothing to do. I'll take a look at it." So he gives me a couple boxes. I take them back and I start putting them down in Excel, trying to figure out how to do this. Never done it before. You know, I'm a phone guy. And, you know, I found them over $500,000 in about 9 months. And we got some really, really good refunds out of the whole thing. I found out that they were paying 52 cents a minute for a conference call per user per minute. And we were supposed to be paying 12 cents with a 40% discount, which brought it down to like 8 cents, and went after, and they were spending $4,000 a month. So I got them down to $900. So they saved $3,100. And I only did a 12-month contingency, right, on it, and forward projected it. And they paid me, and I walked away. And I said, "I'll come back in 3 months, in 6 months, and check your bills and stuff like that." So I'm like, man, I made some good money here. Then I find out that because the conference rate was so low, they quadrupled the amount of time that they were spending on it, right? So that fact was all the money that I lost. And that's when I started to discover the SCTC. Okay, that's when I started looking for a TEM software package. And my first conference was 2005, 2006, which was in Pittsburgh. I drove out to Pittsburgh, met my buddy Chris McCarty. Been working with TAMS and purchased his TAMS product way back then, and I've been using it ever since. And I knew that once I lost that money and I saw that, I knew that there had to be a way to put a stopgap in there so I wouldn't lose again. So that's kind of about me and what I do. I know a lot about programming. I know a lot about setups, surveys. I survey my largest clients, $1 billion cargo company. I sit here behind my desk in Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania, an old bedroom, and I sit here and map out 200,000 or 300,000 square foot warehouses, IDFs, MDFs, hire and fire vendors over the phone, fly out once in a while, and I have to go out and do something to meet with the people to get through it. Work with AT&Ts and Verizons to put in the last mile and the fiber cables and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a nuts and bolts guy, but I've been able to take that out of the trench, so to speak, and put it onto the table. And that's where I've been ever since. And I appreciate all you guys for your time today. Thank you.